slow light.
Hi, welcome on first episode of Fiat 126P Junkyard Engine Rebuild. I have a lot of bad ideas when it comes to cars. One of it was to buy Fiat as a daily driver. After driving 50,000 kilometers with 24 horsepower under the bonnet, I made another questionable one. Instead of selling the car and buying something more reliable and powerful, I've decided to add some horses to original 650cc air-cooled engine. I expect this project to consume a lot of time because I'm not just disassembling the engine and then rebuilding it with new performance parts. I also try to improve poorly made parts with my manual labor. In this episode I'm going to do engine teardown and find out its condition. So here it is, 4-stroke 2-cylinder inline Fiat engine in all its glory. 650cc, 24 horsepower, 42 Nm of torque, and it's air-cooled. So by today's standards, it's a unique piece of engineering. Air intake comes off first. It misses rubber connector and breather tube is junk, so removal is very simple. Then cooling pipe and heater hose follows. This engine was built in 1998, so it has an alternator. Bed tension is regulated by washers in between pulley, and alternator itself is fixed in place. In my case, engine mount is very easily accessible, because someone else unscrew exhaust manifold, ripping screws. Funny feature is this manually operated flap, which can restrict airflow in winter, so engine can warm up faster. After a lot of wrenching, finally top cover comes off. Next on the list is flywheel. Again, because it's a later production unit, clutch vary from older ones and flywheel is lighter. Notice there is no springs in clutch plate. I'm glad my screws didn't rip, because it's a common problem with these engines. A mechanically driven fuel pump is held in place by two 13mm nuts. This pump is definitely overkill. Same one is used to feed fuel to engines twice the displacement in Fiat 125p. Thermal isolator is in one piece, so I can reuse it in rebuild. With fuel pump out of the way, I can start working on alternator and engine blower and front half of plating. This part should come off together. It turns out engine is pretty greasy, but so far so good. Backplate is held in place by a few more screws. Now it is getting easier to see how small this engine is. Originally, this very small power plant had only half liter of displacement. Later, Italians upgraded to 600cc, and after a few years of production under license, Poles made it 650cc, gaining 1 extra horsepower. What a progress! All accessories are out, so I can begin tearing down engine itself. First on the list, rocker cover and carburetor. Head is covered in carbon deposit, but everything seems okay. Carburetor is very simple and have manual choke. I'm gonna swap it, because this one doesn't have electric valve that stops fuel when you turn off the ignition. It makes turning off the car in summer a real problem, especially when compression ratio is higher and I'm planning to raise it. air-cooled head is much hotter than water-cooled one. So few nuts seized and few nuts come loose. Now the most exciting moment of disassembling Junkyard engine. All I know until this point is that engine turns freely and had oil without metallic contamination. Cylinder walls look great, but unfortunately head have cracks. Again, it's a common problem, but at this point I decided I'm gonna use my other head, which sat in garage for about 20 years, but have stats conversion and it's completely cracks free. Before I put engine on a stand, it's convenient to unscrew main crankshaft bearing. Oil filtration is done by this centrifugal filter, so no need to change filter while changing oil. Just remove the cap and give it a proper cleaning. It also removes air bubbles from oil. Probably some kind of medieval blacksmith did timing chain replacement on this engine. I'm gonna need new central nut. If owner of this car neglected engine timing system, chain could damage this cover in extreme situation, either saw through it. As you can see, this cover is damaged by chain and it's junk. And by the way, OEM timing chain was manufactured by the bicycle company Romet. No surprise, it lasts only 30,000 kilometers. Removing oil pan should be straightforward job. But then, huge surprise. First, I thought these are aluminium chippings from bearings, but I realized it's some kind of steel wires. I've rotated engine to clean up carbon deposit in combustion chambers because I didn't want to scratch piston while removing them. Doing it upside down should keep debris out of important surfaces. One cylinder was done, so I decided to rotate engine and show the difference. I took a few pictures, and while rotating back, cast iron cylinders slide from aluminium block. I didn't expect it, and it happened while camera wasn't recording. So change of plans. First I take care of cylinder, then piston. Piston and cylinders looks very promising. I will measure them and hopefully reuse them. With oil pickup out of the way, I can start working on crankshaft. It is very unusual one. This way engine is disassembled. Thanks for watching.